Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So as you probably guessed it by the title, we're going to be talking about Primarchs. This time the Lost Primarchs, but technically I didn't start this. Games Workshop started this because the other day they gave us a little tease. You can see it as a tease, you can see it as nothing. I saw it as a tease because the other day was Tuesday, where it's all the twos and people going wild and stuff. And they teased, well, they talked and teased about the Second Legion being completely erased. And they asked us the question, what do you think happened to the Second Primarch and the Second Legion? So today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Second Legion and the Second Primarch. And you know what? We're going to talk about the 11th Legion and the 11th Primarch as well. Because I've seen some theories online from you chaps. I also have my own theories. So we're going to delve into all that. So let's jump in and let's get talking. Okay, so I know there's going to be people out there that say, hey Valrak, the 2nd and the 11th Legion were designed to always be a mystery. They were designed for you to make your own chapters, your own legions, your own ideas from. I completely get that. I'm not denying that. I actually think that's what they were intended to be. But that's boring. I'm sorry. It really is boring. What I want is in-depth lore. I want betrayal. I want love. I want mystery added to my lore. And this is what I've come up with for my theory about the missing Primarchs. Now for the 11th Primarch, I've technically done a video for this already. I'll link it in the description of this video. I'll also put it to the top of the screen, like the top right. Like you can click on that video right there, right now. Because we actually do have a little bit of information of Games Workshop hinting at the 11th Primarch. Apparently, he is in the Dark Cells on Terra. Apparently, that's just a theory. That's what the text was stating about Subject 11. And we all lost our mind because, of course, you know, number 11, Primarchs and everything like that. So I've already covered that one. So I'm not really going to go into depth on him. What I will say is that I definitely think the legions, or should I say the legionnaires from both legions, were definitely inducted into other legions. One being the Ultramarines. This has been a massive popular theory already. The Ultramarine numbers swelled. That's why they were so big, massive. Like, I think at the peak, the Ultramarines had like 250,000 Space Marines in their legion. 250,000 Space Marines. Can you imagine a force like that coming towards you? That is just game over. It's like, game over, man, game over. Now, for the second Primarch, I think this is where things can kind of get interesting, because we do know that both of the Lost Primarchs definitely fought in the Lost Crusade. Unless they've changed the lore again, that's somewhere I've missed. But we know definitely Primarchs were found by the Emperor. We know they met their brother Primarchs, and they were, you know, told not to ever speak about them again. There was a little bit of confrontation between Malcador and Horus. That was a pretty cool read on that part. But we know for the fact that they definitely fought in the Great Crusade. And I'm thinking maybe one of the Primarchs actually came to the conclusion that this crusade, this imperial truth, just wasn't for them. And that is the second Primarch. He was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to follow our father's orders. I don't want to purge these Xenos. I don't want to bring death and destruction to any humans who don't join the Imperium. So he basically threw his sword down, or his spear, or his axe, or whatever bloody weapon he had, and he was like, no, I will not fight for you anymore. And I think this is where we get the stories now of the so-called Space Wolves going in and doing their execution stuff, because that, again, that is a big theory, that the Space Wolves killed some of the Lost Primarchs. Maybe they actually did go in and kill the second Primarch. Again, that is just a theory. There's been hints at that. There's nothing like a full-on conclusion that actually happened. It's just teases around that actual storyline. But I would suspect that if a legion did go in to wipe out another legion, it would have, of course, been the Space Wolves, and that's where all the rumours and everything, all the theories around that is coming from. And that could then link into the 11th Primarch, as I mentioned before with the previous video. Maybe the 11th Primarch agreed with the second Primarch and was like, you know what, this guy is actually right. You know, I stand with this brother, and he was taken away as a prisoner, and the other one was literally killed, and the Legionnaires, who had nothing to do with this, they were like, hey, we're on the Emperor's side, we have nothing to do with you Primarchs, we believe in the Imperial dream. Maybe they were given a second chance because, you know, they never followed their Primarchs, and that's why they were then inducted into other legions. They were like given over to the Ultramarines, the Imperial Fist, maybe Blood Angels, you know, Iron Hands and stuff like that. Now, before we go to your theories, or one theory which I read online, which you chaps told me to read about, I actually love this theory, by the way. I think it's probably one of the coolest theories out there. I just want to look at the picture that Games Workshop put up on their Facebook page the other day, which is kind of the tease. You can see it like all the first 9 legions, and where the second legion is, there's obviously, you know, the smashed glass, and you can kind of make a word out. Now, the same chap who actually came up with this theory said that he's actually figured it out, and the second legion were called Rhinos. We had fun with this on the stream the other night. If you joined us, I just find it amazing that if the second legion actually did get its name and they were called Rhinos, I think it would be the most funniest thing in the world. But then again, someone pointed out to me, hey Valrak, is it more funny than salamanders or space wolves? Space rhinos? Does that really strike fear into you? I'm not too sure. I would leave that one up to you. But you can kind of see a bit of a symbol. Is it like a V or something? I'm not too sure what this is. If anyone's got like Photoshop skills to like figure this out, maybe it's literally nothing and it's just Games Workshop again teasing us like they do and not giving us the full page. They know we are like a dog to a bone when it comes to the Lost Primarch. So any bit of a tease, we're there sniffing. We're sniffing about trying to get that food. So Games Workshop, stop playing with our souls and give us all the information. Now, going back to this chap's theory, and this is from Chapter Lord Astroroth. He posted this over on Instagram, and again, this was pointed out to me on the stream the other night, and I think this is an absolute top tier theory of what happened to one of the Lost Primarchs, or in this case, the second Primarch. And he states that they were basically lost during the Rangdan Xenocide. For those of you who don't know what that is, it was this massive alien race which basically killed a bunch of space marines. I think that like the Lion was about to like lose his legion and stuff, and you know he only just overcame them. But they were like a very, very powerful empire that actually nearly beat the Imperium. Anyway, he said like the Lost Primarch was lost during the warp travel to, you know, help in that campaign. Those marines actually remained, who weren't lost in warp transit, were then basically given to the Ultramarines and the Imperial Fist, because, you know, a legion without no Primarch is basically nothing. And after that, like, they appeared in M33, because we all know, like, warp travel is crazy and it spits you out at different times and stuff. So the Lost Primarch and those who were lost with him arrived at M33 and started the war of the false Primarch. They came out in M33, saw the Imperium in the state it was. There was no Primarchs around then, nothing. Well, Vulcan was technically around, if I'm not mistaken, or was he? Or wasn't he? I'm not too sure. Technically, there was no Primarchs around then. So this Primarch coming out, seeing his father's empire and the way it was, he's like, hey, I don't agree with this at all. But by that time, the High Lords have got so much power, they basically don't want to lose power, because that's what it's all about in the Imperium. It's he who holds power holds the throne of terror. That's what it's all about. So they don't want to give this up to someone who's just appeared and said, hey, I'm a Primarch. I'm the true heir of my father. You guys are not. I deserve all this power. I'm going to make it right. So they basically just went in and just like purged him. And that makes sense, because there was something called the War of the False Primarch. And we actually don't know any more information about that. We just know that there was a figure that actually said that he is a Primarch and you should follow me. So what do you think about that one? I actually really do like that one. I know it could be quite insane, because, you know, there's stuff that we're not supposed to speak about the Lost Primarchs and stuff that gets added to it and everything like that. But if that was the case and that actually happened, I think that would be really, really cool, because then that opens it up for maybe like a book series about one of the Lost Primarchs returning, and they could cover the War of the False Primarch all in that book series, and I think it would be absolutely bloody epic. Anyway, Chaperoonios, I'm going to leave that there for today's video. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, I would love to get your theories. Please post them below. I love reading theories about Lost Primarchs, anything. Post it down below, please. I beg thee to post it, and I would definitely read it and give you a thumbs up and a like and stuff like that. So thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. See you in a bit. Have a great day, and bye-bye.